Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today's topic is grass genetic heifers. And today is kind of a special day. I just posted on our website at Green Pastures Farm what we call a grass genetic heifer starter herd. So what I did is I went through the herd and we're picking out our best heifers. And there's going to be 5 of them. And we're pairing them up with a really nice slick-hided 2-year-old South Pole bull. And I've had a lot of people requesting heifers, and we sell so many, just a limited number each year. And I thought, it's not really fair just to sell them to one person. We're going to put a bidding process out there, so that's what we're doing. I put it up on our website, and there's going to be an opportunity there for people to put in their bid. And you'll see the link on this video. You can just click on that link, and it'll take you to the page on our website at greenpasturesfarm.net. That'll tell you a little bit more about the heifers, but I'll just give you the history. The South Pole is a 4-way cross. It's 25% Barzona, 25% Centipole, 25% Red Angus, and 25% Hereford. And these breeds are put together for the sole purpose of farmers to be able to make a living on grass solely. And you don't need to be feeding animals all this grain. And you can if you want, but you're not going to make any money. Here today, it's terrible what's happened with the Packers. They've basically cornered the market now. And I got an email 2 days ago from a guy, and he's going to quit, because he can't get any money for his cattle. And you got the price of the grain in them when you're feeding them grain to get them through the winter and all that. There is no money. There's no money left at the end of the year. But there's another alternative, folks, and it's the way cattle have been raised for thousands of years. They're herbivores, for goodness sakes. We don't need to be feeding them all this grain. It doesn't make any sense, and it's giving us a black eye, because now we've got to get the animals off the planet, and you got to get rid of all the cattle because they're causing global warming and all this crap. It's not the truth. Animals have been here for thousands of years, millions of them, and we need to go back to that. And we can, and we are. That's what we've done. And so this is an opportunity, these grass genetic heifers, for you to start a herd that we've been working on for 18 years. And we've called religiously the ones that don't work. So we give them grass, we give them mineral, and we give them water, and we move them. We're constantly moving our animals onto fresh forage. Folks, if you give those animals that kind of lifestyle, you don't need to be pumping them full of all this medicine and antibiotics and growth hormones and GMO grain and lick tubs and all this stuff and range cubes and you name it. It's unbelievable how pampered a lot of these cattle are today. I just got back home a while ago. I went by a guy's house. He's feeding them grain. It's June 14th, Flag Day, which is consequently my birthday's today. But I went by that guy's house, and he had a whole bunk full of animals eating grain. And I don't understand it. You got grass knee-high out behind them in the pasture. They didn't have access to that. He's just feeding them grain. And so that's a guy that's not going to make any money. He's not going to make any money. You take it to the sale barn, and they're going to give you what they want for him, and you're not going to make any money. So it's in grass, folks. That's where the future is in grass. And so these heifers that we're selling, these are coming out the center of our herd, some of the best genetics. If they don't make it, we get rid of them. If they can't make it on grass and our management, and I'm not sitting here telling you that these animals have a really easy life. We push these animals pretty hard, especially in the wintertime. We're probably one of the few operations in the nation that doesn't wean. These heifers are never weaned. The calves aren't weaned off the cows. The cows have to take the calf through the winter. And there's not too many people do that. Most people, if you spring calve in April, May, they're taking these cattle through the winter after they've been weaned in, usually 7 months. You'll take the calf off at 7 months, and the cow doesn't do anything through the wintertime, and she gets ready to calve. Well, we don't do that. We're making our cows work through the winter, so the cow has to take that calf through the winter on the fat of her back. And a good cow can do that, a good grass genetic cow. So these heifers, they're going to be mature, probably around 1,000 pounds when they get their first calf. But they're 15 months old. They have not been exposed to a bull. And, we're looking at, for Missouri, you'd want to turn the bulls in July 1st, and that would give you April, May calving. You don't want to be calving in the middle of the winter. And a lot of people say, well, yeah, we're starting spring calving and it's January. Folks, that is not spring calving. That's winter calving. And you're going to have all kinds of issues. I mean, they're just not designed to do that. Look at when the deer are dropping their young. It's not in a snowbank in January. They're dropping them when it's warm out, and that's the time you should be calving. Or that's when we target most of our calving. So anyway, the South Pole heifers, they're very docile. They're hot wire broke. We don't keep a heifer that's stupid. If she's got a really ill temperament, or she's real jumpy or flighty, no, you don't want to sell that. You need to get rid of those. Those need to go somewhere else. You don't want to be selling those to people. And you don't want to build your herd from something like that. We have people come into our herd. I just had some bull customers here last week, and they walked into the herd and said, we've never been in a cow herd like this. And it was a bull herd, actually. It was the bull mob. There was, I think, around 80 animals in there, and these are bulls. And they're just looking at us, and then a lot of them weren't even paying attention to us. And I'm like, well, they shouldn't. We're not a menace to them. When the bulls or our cow herd sees us, we're actually somebody good. They're anticipating we're going to give them a good sweet candy bar of grass. If every time you're a little kid and every time you saw an older person, they gave you a candy bar, those would be pretty good people, as a little kid. And the cows and the bulls are the same way. They see you, they're like, oh, there's great. We're going to get a new thing of grass. And he's not going to poke us or prod us or sick a dog on us. He's going to move that fence, and we're going to go get us some great, good, clean eating this morning. So that's the key, folks. You got to move your animals. And so I would go out on a rope and say this: I don't really want to sell these heifers to anybody that doesn't have the grass land to put them on. So you're talking 5 heifers and a bull. You're going to need a minimum to do a good rotation. You're going to need. Well, if you're going to build your herd and keep the calves out of those, you're going to need 25, 30, maybe 40 acres minimum. That's if you're getting, 35 inches of rain a year. If you're in Arizona, no, you're going to need 60, 70 acres per cow, where they don't get any rain. Here in Missouri, our stocking rate, the county rate's around 3 to 4 acres per cow for the year. So if you got 7 acres, don't even bother bidding on them. I'm not going to sell them to somebody that doesn't have the land mass to put them on, because it's going to be a failure. You've got to move these animals. And how often do you move them? Well, it depends. It depends how much rain you're getting, how fast the grass is growing back, what time of year it is. But folks, I really believe that getting the right genetics on your farm, that's half the battle right there. And we're going to be having some more. Got a fly. We got a ninja flying. They're trying to nail me. But yeah, we're going to have some bulls available too later on. A lot of the bulls we've had tested have already been sold, but we're going to have another round. But I actually brought up a picture of so this is a pretty good representative. I'll just show you real quick. This is a pretty good representative of what you're looking at. So, you got a heifer there that's very slick-hided. They're low to the ground, very fine bones. You got to have a really fine-boned animal. You don't want great big bones on your animal. And you'd heard me mention earlier, they are going to be around 1,000 pounds. So, if you just look at the weight, folks, you can run 3 1,000-pound cows on the same amount of grass as you can 2 1,500-pound cows. And you're going to have one more calf to sell. And I've made that argument. It's not even an argument. It's real. It's 2 plus 2 is 4. It's not 5. And I'm a realist. And so I'm not going to sit here and tell you something that's not real. It is real. And people say, but Greg, I'm going to get a bigger calf out of those 1,500 pound cows. Yep, you are, but it's going to bring less per pound. Heavier calves always sell for less per pound than the lighter ones do. So I'm going to have 3 calves. The guy, 1,500 pound cows, he's going to have 2. And they're going to be worth less. So my 1,000 pound cows, when it's rained for 7 days in a row, they're not going to destroy my farm. So just remember, they are herbivores. They've got to be out here on the land. And when it rains, if you got big cattle, they're going to just make your whole farm look like a feedlot. We're not into plowing sod under the ground with hooves. We're into walking on top of it and letting the sod be dense enough that it can support a 1,000 pound cow, not a 1,500 pound cow. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and end with that. Oh, and I wanted to give a plug. This is my new book. It just came out, and it's Greg Judy's How to Think Like a Grazer, Inspirations, Mentors, and Getting It Done. And I want to thank my editor, Kathy Voth. She worked with me on this. Thank you, Kathy. You're awesome. And if you go to our website, greenpasturesfarm.net, you get that book. The ones we sell here, which are the only ones available right now, are autographed. You get a personal autographed book by myself. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Go to that website, greenpasturesfarm.net, or go to the description in this video. Click on that link if you're interested in bidding on those heifers. And I think the auction is open until, I think it was July 28th or 29th. I don't know. I'm sorry, June 28th, 29th. And every day the highest bid will be posted at 10 Central Standard Time on our website. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Everyone have a great day. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. And folks, this is a great lifestyle. Grazing, that's where it's at. You're solar energy converters. You're not grain converters. You don't need this stuff. You need ruminant animals that can survive on grass. And that's what we're all about. Have a good one.